as I said before, Green Arabia. I think from most people, True is regarded as more of a favorite in this matchup. But Praxis, of course, with a 4-3 against Dane, Suno Daywalker in the quarterfinal, and he's not to underestimate, one of the most experienced DM players and well-known DM players in the world, and it's a Saracen war for this first game. Let me quickly Alt G here. Praxis obviously knows that True doesn't like pink or as the other color because he can't really differentiate it well between red and pink, but that's just a side note. So we're heading into a Saracen war, which I said before is not the most exciting war. Can be quite exciting, but sometimes it's a very slow-paced war, and with the Mamelukes and siege archers, it's very hard to push and very gold intensive, of course. Also, the market is a very important factor here, and as we already can see, Praxis has the market first, and he sold first, I guess. He sold more than True, as we can see here. Plus, he got it first, so he got the better prices as well. In the Saracen War, you obviously start with camels, heavy camels, and then transition into Mamelukes and siege onagers and trebuchets, of course, and then you go from there. Enter market pretty hard in the Saracen War because siege onagers and Mamelukes deal with trash rather quickly. And as we can see on the map, most of the golds are... Oh, nice castle here already from True. Most of the golds are in between the players, so it's a pretty straightforward war here, as we can see. True going for a very aggressive early castle, and it might be denied by these camels or by other camels coming in. But seems like he's going very aggressive, and I like this. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 stables. In comparison to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stables from Praxis. A little bit of population for True, obviously, because of the fact that he made more stables, but it's also very all-in-ish kind of strategy if he's going for so many stables in the beginning, with very late castles as well. Also going for the relics really early, it seems. And he really wants to get this castle up. If he gets this castle up, this would practically mean that this gold is denied for Praxis, and he can also kind of get a bit more pressure on these golds and on the main gold here from Praxis. Now, Shu doesn't seem to win this fight if there are no backup is coming in. Doesn't seem like there's any backup coming in, and this villager gets sniped. The castle won't get up, and True is already in a very, very bad position. Because this tactic he chose really relied on a very aggressive castle and a very, very good first fights, and he didn't take them. The kill to death ratio is in favor of Praxis at the moment. Population is highly in favor of Praxis. And the golds are kind of in favor of him as well. The only thing is that this neutral gold is kind of in position for True, and this castle got denied as well. Very nice play here by by Praxis, actually. And he's in a very nice position. This hill, very important. It's in between both players, but a little bit closer to Praxis. And yeah, as we can see, Nilford already pointing out, huge advantage for him. Very huge advantage, and it will be very tough for True to come back. And now big push already coming in from Praxis. Nice siege on shots here for True. Getting a lot of camels here for nothing. I think the push in from Praxis was a bit premature, it seemed. But I don't know why he didn't go for the onagers, because there was no army left and he already lost a bunch. Maybe he didn't want to risk anything. Now, as you can see, True already now going for the side as well. Don't know why I went so aggressive. I don't know either with non-market. The thing is, it's very tough in Saracen War to be very aggressive, to really push your advantage, to get a nice population early, and also to win anti-market. Pretty hard, and as we can see, True already running out of gold. So has Praxis, to be honest, and he has worse resources because he sold more. But the one pushing is Praxes at the moment. If we look at the villager numbers, it's kind of even, 43 to 47, and military numbers are in favor of True, though I think that Praxis has the more powerful army. I think we are a little bit of clash of playstyles here. Praxis more of a little bit more micro-orientated player, going for more micro-heavy units. True more the player to go for very macro-heavy play and units which he can run around with a lot, which he doesn't have stationary but can run around quickly and take map control, take the map quickly, and kind of make use of his fast speed, which is for a Saracen war not really the best option sometimes, or a war where you have very slow units, a very slow build-up, and where you can't really push as easily. Now this castle might even stand here. I don't know why Praxis is not trying to snipe it with his onagers, but let's look at Praxis resources. It's pretty much zero. Oh, where did he spend all his food on? Did he really sell all this? That is insane. He doesn't have any food at the moment. I thought he could have done more with his market advantage, but he didn't really push it, it seems. Also, villager numbers, it's 90 to 100 in a second. But not the best gold income for Praxis. Also, these golds are constantly harassed. This gold is very hard to access. Oh, nice. The bomber can doing a lot of work, killing 2 siege archers and a trebuchet. Also, Kellen trying to get more and more of the map control, but he's not doing too much with these camels on this side. I think this castle is pretty nice. It kind of protects this gold or advancement from Praxis on this side. And also this gold getting pressured again. I really like this play from Kellen, not letting Praxis get too much gold here. But his resources look better now. And Kellen's resources, or True's resources, look much better at the moment than they were before, and I think better overall. Also, his economy seems to be in a pretty good shape. Question is, what is he going to do? Seems like he's planning on pushing the south, and he's trying to do that. Yeah, I will shut off for a minute. Spectator chat is distracting a little bit. And real nice pushing this side, because most of Praxis food eco, or like half of Praxis food eco, seems to be concentrated in this one location. But also Mamelukes, very easy to defend with Mamelukes. Pretty much kill everything in a matter of seconds. But as soon as Praxis moved with his Mamelukes to the south, Kellen is now in the center pushing there. Very nice aspect from him, or very nice decision from him. He's always attacking where Praxis isn't, basically. So he's always attacking where Praxis has to react, and he wants his enemy or his opponent, in this case Praxis, to react to his play, and thus getting an advantage. Alright, now 130 to 135 villagers, pretty much even in all regards, basically. A lot of villagers idle here in the back from True Space. 47, 48 idle villagers? That's a lot. That's quite a lot, actually. And I don't know if that fight isn't a waste. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the Siege Onager can change something. Yeah, he killed a lot of Mamelukes there. That was quite nice. Kellen not really doing a lot of, or True not really doing a lot of Mamelukes at all. He's only playing with camels, and these castles are just decoration. He really doesn't like units like the Mamelukes, it seems. Also in Hun Wars, for example, he doesn't really play with huge CA numbers like most other players do. What is the gold count? Gold count, much better for True. I didn't expect that. Also, I mean, Praxes' gold income was very hindered all game long. And Kellen did a very nice job defending there, even getting the the siege launcher down with his villager. That was quite nice. Very unfortunate gold position though for Praxis, very forward. And Praxis also didn't manage to really push his early advantage with Market and a bad fight of True. And he doesn't really have anything to defend now. His gold is running out, so you can't really defend with no gold units against the full gold army of Saracens. It's just not possible. And all this siege backing him up, backing True up actually, is really helping him out at the moment. And where's Praxis getting his gold from? From these few miners here, and all of the resources have been sold to the minimum price at the market. So it's not really viable with this economy to really sell anything. What about the relics? Praxis has 3 and True has 2. That's quite even in this regard, as even as it gets, I guess. And also Hussar is now coming in for Praxis, trying to take down the siege desperately, because that's what he needs to survive. If this castle goes down and these TCs get pushed, it's pretty much over, because this hill is already in possession for True. And nice castles here in the economy, protecting his economy quite well. And I don't think that I've seen a single Mameluke from True yet, which is quite interesting for a Saracen war, and which kind of describes, or which kind of suits or shows Kellen's True style. Not going for the stationary unit or the clumped up unit, but rather going for the mobile heavy camo, which is hard to pull off. And you wouldn't expect most players to make basically no Mameluke whatsoever. But it seems like it worked out. It really stretched Praxis' forces thin and his economy. Also very unfortunate map generation here for Praxis, so he couldn't really make enough farms here, so he'd spread out the way. That led True to push both sides, also defending his own economy here, and his resources looked much better in terms of gold still. And this castle finally went down, and now True will focus on these 2 TCs and these 2 golds. If he manages to fortify these golds, or kind of deny Praxis these golds, it's pretty much over. Oh, bad patrol here from Praxis, patrolling right into these camels. I think the Mamelukes should still come out on top, but it's still a very bad patrol there, getting this around from the camels. And also new reinforcements coming in for Kalan, and now he obliterated the army. All of the Mamelukes are gone. No more gold units for Praxis, it seems, and it seems like now True is out of gold as well. No gold miners anymore. I think he has 18 gold miners actually. Where is he mining gold? I don't know where is he mining gold, and there's still this gold to mine. And the siege owner coming in. Is he getting the trebuchet? He's getting 1, not both, but Praxis could get the 2nd with these camels, and I think he should get it, but still kind of a waste of resources there. Praxis trying to push the left side of Callan's base, but he's not successful. Trebuchet getting taken down quite quickly by the Hussars and Camels. And I don't know why True should raid those villages, I feel like. Maybe come in with the siege oranges. There's not really anything keeping him from it. And there comes the panic castle from Praxis. He really wants to get this castle up, and this could be a very significant point in this game. if Kellen... No, okay, no, it's not denied. It's just... Wow, that was fast. A lot of villagers working there. So I think it's still a better position for True at the moment. The question is, can Praxes come back to these golds and mine them? That will be the true question. Can True deny the gold here for Praxes? Because if Praxes is able to mine all these golds, he will get a kind of a nice gold boost. And this castle will get taken down as well. A little bit of a low population here for True. And still not a single Mameluke was made. Oh god, this shot, that was disgusting. This shot was just disgusting. Minus 20 population in an instant. That was ridiculous. More and more skirmishers coming in. I have no clue why Praxis is making skirmishes against full camel. I mean, you should never go full camel, but I guess with Saracens it's valid. True said that in a cast with me, where he co-casted, is that you never should go full camel. But I guess in a Saracen war, it's totally valid to do that. And this gold is mined out now. Not really anything gained here for Kellen in terms of resources, because Praxis was still able to mine all these golds, although he wasted a lot of gold defending all of these. And now True running out of gold as well. Question is, what will he do? Is he going pure Hussar? He's mixing in some pikemen, which is quite interesting to see from the Saracens. Pikemen in late imp. Also skirmishers will come into the mix, I assume, but mostly Hussars it is. Comparison to Mongol War, where you need a lot of arms in the late game. And yeah, that's just a suicide run for the villagers. They will just get cut down to bits in a matter of seconds. Still denying this gold here. He should... I would really like to see Kellen mine this gold, but it's not really viable at the moment. Also, True is getting pushed back as well, and it seems like this game is kind of slipping out of his hands at the moment. Kind of slipping out, and his food count is terrible. How many farmers does he have? 70 farmers. That actually should be enough. And more and more stables. Oh my lord. He's mostly spamming Hussars at this point, it seems. And if Praxis gets to mine all these golds, soon True maybe fights full Mamelukes with full trash, and that would be pretty bad for him. Pretty bad. It's kind of an understatement. Also, the ratings here doing a little bit of work, but not too much in total. Kill death ratio is still in favor of True, but question will be, what can he do against Praxis if he mines this gold? And he's totally out of gold. This fight is quite good. I still don't know about the skirmisher choice. It really puzzles me. Why would he make skirmishers against a full cavalry army? Maybe with some pikemen, but the pikemen weren't there before. Because these skirmishers practically do no damage or no return of cost. Praxis resources look quite nice, although he has to invest in some more army. What is it? He has not much queued up, a lot of heavy camels queued up, and now siege rams are coming in for Kellen. On the other side of the map, still raiding coming in from Praxis. Seems like he cleaned up a lot of these castles here, a lot of siege workshops as well. I think there's one castle missing here. And village numbers are 113 to 120, and military numbers 87 to 49. Highly in favor of True, though Praxis has the better units with the Hemi Camel in there. And now True relying on purely trash and siege, it seems. But if he has these high of numbers, I think he should win this fight, especially since most of Praxes' army, or half of Praxes' army, consisting of skirmishers. But also Hussars versus heavy camels is not a good fight to take, I think. And what is it? Okay, that was just a repatrol. That was quite weird. This fight is so close. I can't tell who is winning it, but I think Praxes should come out on top because of his heavy camels, because of his gold units. Oh, nice raiding here in the south from True, taking out a lot of villages in the process here. Most villages here unprotected. Only protected by this wall of, which wasn't a wall of, it seems, since the Hussars got in so easily. Also on the other side of the map, more and more Hussars, the Hussar spam is just way too real here. And still so many skirmishes for Praxes backing up his heavy camels, but it doesn't have any heavy camels to protect these skirmishes anymore, so these Hussars would just cut them down. Praxes farm eco 52 farmers in comparison to True's 80 farmers. That is insane. So many Hussars, it's mind-boggling. And oh, nice quick wall here from Praxes. If these Hussars came into the eco, it would have been devastating. How many Hussars are these? I need to know. 66 Hussars? As we could see in the Mongol War versus Colors, it was. Kellen or True really likes his Hussars in Saracen or Mongol War. So he relies on like 80 to 90 farm eco and just spams Hussars into until there's no more left on the map, basically. That's how he plays these late wars, and it's really effective sometimes. Because pikemen don't really counter them too well, and if you have enough numbers you can raid all over the place. And that's pretty much Kellen's playstyle. Go for the mobile units, raid everything, macro behind it, and take the game, overwhelm your opponent, basically. There's still some Hussar raiding going on the other side of the map. It seems like Praxes is mostly caught up in this fight here, because he can't really lose this position, it seems. He's fighting desperately for it. This hill was so fought over for the last hour. It's insane. What is the villager numbers? 116 to 119, quite similar. Military numbers much worse. Or True at the moment, also losing 2 trebuchets this late hurts a lot in late game. Now raiding coming in here. Seems like Kellen didn't notice it for quite some time. Quite a lot of villagers going down. But now cleaned up. And more Hussars coming in. Maybe he will try to get some raiding in on this side. Farming eco not looking too well for Praxes, to be honest. Comparison, Kellen's or True's farm eco looks more neat, but also pretty exposed if you ask me in the front there. And now heavy camels back in the game for Praxes, and he will win this fight easily. What's with the Hussars here? Seems like they got distracted by the other Hussars while patrolling. And now they will go back. Yep. And this fight going very nicely for Praxes, actually. And if he manages to push this front here, a lot of food and food economy would go down for True. Alright. This fight is not good one to take, I think, for True. It doesn't want... Oh, champions! That's an interesting choice. I never thought of champions. In Trash War, it's not that bad, actually. But I would have never thought to make champions. Of course I'm not a top expert when it comes to DM, but champions... I like the choice. I really like it. Although sending them in one by one against this hill and siege onagers is might not be the best choice. But now siege onagers coming in. And I feel like we will see a lot less skirmisher numbers and yes, a lot of skirmishers going down to these siege onagers. But the Mamelukes could cut them down quite quickly, and one siege onager down already. Nice raiding here. Getting a lot of food economy idle for Praxes, getting a lot of villages down. Praxes might even be forced to go under 100 villages, and his 50 half of Praxes economy is idle at the moment. Let's look at his resources. Not too bad actually, his population is quite healthy as well. It could be worse with the resources, let's put it that way. Also nice ground attack here in the front of the hill, so every unit that is approaching will he shoot his own units now? I hope not. That would be so bad for him. Is the in-game sound too low? If so, I can adjust it, but a too loud in-game sound might be too distracting, I don't know. A nice push here now coming in for True. Also with the siege onager backing his hussars up, he can really nicely push this. Also trebuchets will go down to the to the onager in a matter of seconds. And a lot of gold here. Again going down, and again True. Oh, nice raiding here with the hussars. A lot of hussars coming in. I nearly missed that, but thanks to the minimap, I've seen it in time. Nice raiding. A lot of villagers going down again. A lot of action on both sides of the map. Villager numbers are pretty much even under 100, which is not really ideal for these huge trash wars. And also this champion choice. It's quite funny. I think champion should even do better against hussars than pikemen, but don't quote me on that. I can't be sure of that fact. And raiding seems to be finally held off by True. Villager numbers now worse for him, idle numbers quite similar, military numbers better for True. But who has the better units? I think True has the better unit combination now with the champions. And also champions quite cheap, and you can sustain the seems like he can sustain the champion production quite well with his 2 relics. But this war could go on for quite some time now, I feel. And seems like Praxes wants to retake the hill yet again. And also he's choosing to go a little bit of a different route in comparison to True. He's going for more Mamelukes over time than rather than for a continuous champion production. Let's see what's working out better in the long run. And also raiding coming in. Now siege rams coming in, trying to take down the castle. They could be quite effective here. And I think they will clean up most of these farms. Also take down the castle if the hussars don't come in time. Yeah, this castle will go down. Will definitely go down. And this hill. Held by champions and hussars. Quite nicely. And I don't really see a Praxis pushing Callan off this hill anytime soon. If it doesn't gain a mass of like 30 or 40 Mamelukes, which seems rather unlikely at this point in time. A huge chunk of economy going down here for True. Is he remaking villages? Doesn't seem like it. But getting cleaned up now, Praxis that is. It's left side and more hussars coming in. That's one of the most infuriating things, I think, in late imp when you have hussars and stuff. So hard to keep up with all the raidings. You have to constantly raid and push at the same time. Now, well, what are we doing now? Well, we're raiding pretty much. The game hasn't really developed in the last half an hour. Pretty much still a fight over here. Not really much progress going on in total. wall off also from Praxes at his economy. I don't know, where does Praxes slip, or True slip through? Oh, through this one hole. Which is not really good, because he has to go through these castles and also has cavalry following him. The ratings do their job, 28 idle villages. Siege archers now, bombard cannons now for Praxis. Is he trying to regain this hill? It seems like it. Also, Mamelukes versus champions is pretty good fight for the champions, for the Mamelukes, not the champions. Oh, ridiculous. Seems like Praxis. Oh, nice shot here on the Mamelukes. Not really doing anything. And the bomber came in sniping the siege archer, and all of True's army is cleaned up in a matter of seconds. That was quite nice here. Baiting the army of True into this very unfortunate fight. Also, these hussars doing more damage than they are supposed to do, I think. Very nice control of these ratings, and they're pretty much at the same level again in number of villages and the number of military. A little bit of a worse villager numbers for Praxis, but better resources overall. Let me quickly adjust the scrolling speed. Alright, okay, much better now. More rating coming in also on the left side, and these siege rams are all exposed, and that hurts a lot. He shouldn't have lost them like that. He will lose them to the hussars here. More rating will come in also from this left side. I don't know who has the advantage now. I think Praxis has the advantage overall. Or has gained the advantage. The village numbers are better for True again. And resource wise, it's pretty much even. There's so much happening, but in reality there's not much changing, I guess you could say. A lot has happened, nothing has changed. In the course of the last 30 minutes in-game time. Still a lot of raiding coming in from True, and a lot of wasting coming in for True. Going between all of these castles, going in between the Mamelukes. But he broke through with a huge chunk of hussars into Praxis' economy. And he could do a lot of damage yet again. If he spreads his hussars out nicely. A lot of idle villages also for Praxis, 27 in total. And that was a little bit of a waste patrol here, or attack. Was it an attack move on the castle? That was quite odd. More and more houses coming in also for Praxis. This side as well. And now we should start thinking about wood. What about the wood situation? I think True is saving this wood here, is also saving this wood here. He's taking this front wood first, which is not the worst decision if he can protect it, which he can't at the moment. And what is this siege rams? Seems like Callan is, or True is preparing a huge push into here. I would think, where most of Praxis' economy and the least of his castles are placed. But also on the other hand, Praxis is preparing a huge push here with a lot of Mamelukes, which he saved up over time with his relic gold and one trebuchet. And now True is looking very good, and he's preparing the huge push as well. Oh, that's a lot of hussars, that's a lot of heavy camels, and that's heavy camels wasted against the castle. But he's definitely pushing where I thought he would push. And this will be a very interesting fight, all of these hussars against the Mamelukes. I think the Mamelukes should come out on top in the end. Should definitely bring in his heavy camels into the fight. Bad patrol here from Praxis, I think. And a lot more numbers for True, it seems. Skirmish is not helping out a lot here, but the Mamelukes really doing a lot of work. And I think he will aim to get down those siege rams with his Mamelukes, because they're very effective in doing so. Also counter raiding coming in, but very fast cleaned up by True at the moment, and seems like True won that fight overall. Praxes very wisely preserving his Mameluke numbers and cutting down or concentrating only on the siege rams themselves. Will he take down those siege rams though? That would be the question. I think True should kind of refocus his ram attention on this spot here, because if he can clean all of this up, this would be very nice for him, and he can't really break through all of this with all these castles and Mamelukes behind it. But Praxis is now pretty much open in this one area, and it's just free for True to run in and raid, and as we can see, all of his units are streaming into this hole here. It seems like he's kind of going all in here. And he's also coming out on top. 90 villages to 120 soon. So let's see. Can True now push his advantage here? Or will Praxis go for an all-out push himself? That is the question. Oh, another hole here in the wall for Praxis. But most of his economy here has already diminished, it seems. And a lot of idle economy yet again for Praxis. The thing is, will Praxis run out of resources? It doesn't seem like it. Still a healthy economy for him. Oh yeah, it seems like True isn't yet again preparing another push. Making siege rams, making hussars, making champions. Endless stream of hussars. True actually made for an exciting game here with his playstyle. Not much of camping going on here, also because of this map, I think, of the map generation. Due to the map generation. And I'm still puzzled why he's pushing the mid. Doesn't really make sense to me. And also seems like that Praxis is slowly gaining a far superior army composition with the Mamelukes he has. Cutting down True's army quite consistently and quite easily as well, with a mix of hussars and Mamelukes. And I don't know for how long True can hold this spam, or like sustain the spamming, sustain the army production. All his farmlands going out here, and True is not looking good on resources. His final push, or what should have been his final push, I guess, didn't work out as he planned to do, or as he was planning, I guess, due to a number of reasons. But where does all of his food come from? What? In a matter of seconds, True has more food than before. I think he didn't produce for a second, and then he just banked up tons of food with his 70 farmers. But look at Praxis' army. Beautiful. Very powerful army with all of these Mamelukes in the mix. Also 2 trebuchets coming out. I don't know about the trebuchet choice. I think I personally would prefer the siege rams in the trash war, but taking in the fact that Praxis has the superior army and thus can defend his trebuchets quite easily and maybe force Callan into very cost ineffective fights like right now, trebuchets might be the better choice, and I think they are in this situation, in this particular situation that Praxis is in. Also 140 population is not speaking for True at the moment, although his resources still look quite nicely. And his economy is in quite a good shape as well. This game, will it be a 3-hour game? I don't know. Might be. But after all this happened here, we're pretty much at the same spot we were 40 minutes ago. A lot has happened, nothing has changed. At this point, honestly, the M games get pretty tiring for the spectators and also for the players themselves, I think. Ten out of 10 defense, recovery, 1 out of 10 offense. Yeah, it's, as I said before, it's very hard to really push in a Saracen war. But now, basically, Praxis is now relying on taking very cost-effective fights and taking baby steps. Taking baby steps to the win, I guess. Also, he has more of the map. He has a better map control. True is very backed up into this one corner here. And 150 to 200 population, and how many Mamelukes does Praxis have? That must be like 15. If you can get like 20, they're nearly impossible to kill for trash units. If you don't have a siege archer or something. Wood is still looking okay-ish for Praxis. What's the wood situation for True? It's depleting, or he has to reach out for woods that are more far out, but which are not secured by his base. So I think Praxis base setup is better. Praxis map control is much better, also due to the population, or to the higher population that Praxis has at the moment, and he will get more and more raiding in, and all these farmers are exposed. There's nothing here to protect them, and all of these will get killed, and I think could be game for Praxis. I think Praxis will win this game. And we should soon see the GG from True here. True said before he's feeling the heat building up in him, but seems like it's not really working out for him at the moment. I mean, it's a very long game and not really his favorite civ to play. But as a top DMer, you want to play all the civs, like you want to win all the civs. And this is a 1-0 now. I'm a little bit underwhelmed. Or I've told Callan if he lost the first game, I would be definitely underwhelmed. Seems like he's losing it now, and what is Praxis doing there? Is he wasting all of his army against a single onager? That was pretty sloppy. But I guess intentional that he didn't move away with his Mamelukes there. And Praxis slowly but surely inching his way forward into True space, getting all of the map control pretty much. More cool points for True for using champs till 1.5 hours. Yeah. He's a very unique playstyle, even in the DMer scene. But I don't think he will come back from this. There are still champions coming in against the Mamelukes, and yeah, they just melt. They can't even get close to them. They got one hit in. 8 champions to get one hit in. And more and more raiding coming in. 80 villages now for True, I think. I think this is over. I guess this will be his final push. Very last push. And then it should be it. Praxes needs to be very careful though with his Mamelukes. Ay, 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 don't lose them. Don't lose them now, Praxes. Yeah, okay. Mamelukes so hard to kill in that game. It's ridiculous. And now Praxis is low on the population again. But I feel like he can replenish it quite easily. As for True, his economy looked better. 55, and I don't know why he's still hanging in there. Mainly I want this game to end to get into the other games. And I feel like it should be over quite soon. And also healing his Mamelukes, that's quite nice. Nice decision here from Praxis, but he's not patient enough, it seems. But most of them are fully healed anyway. More raiding coming in from the side as well. Also now from the top comes the push with 3 trebuchets. You will get this castle down quite easily, I think. Nothing really for True here to defend from these trebuchets. He doesn't have anything to kill that. Also doing more champions, which do quite a nice job against the hussars, to be honest. And Siege Ranger coming out, getting 2 trebuchets at once. That was quite nice. And another Siege Ranger could get the last trebuchet as well. I always click here because I think some units of True are here, but it's actually just the stone walls. Yes, this game is still going. Pretty tiring game, to be honest. Wood is depleting here for True, and Praxis recognized the situation. He would just raid all of the woods, and I think he's just doing that with the Hussar raid here. He knows what's up. True's population is a little bit better than before, but he needs more military. Also, this castle is still not down. I don't know why. Or did he take down this castle? And yeah, that's another that's the second castle. And then there's nothing really to protect all of these farmers here, and these farmers were already exposed before. Game is so long because USA is too strong. I missed some big shot, yeah, I guess. Oh, that wasn't a big shot. Most of my Mamelukes are still alive, all in the skirmishes as well. And GG, well played here from True. Praxis taking first game. Whew. That was a tiring one, and I guess for the players as well. Second game will be the home map and civilization of lose of game 1, so home map of True USA. Early G. Exactly. What would the home map be for True? And that's the big question here. I actually don't know what. Maybe. Maybe Gold Rush stuff. I'm really not sure what Kellen would pick as home map. Wayne says that he would go for Goths on Green Arabia. Might be, that would suit, or Hans on, Hans on Green Arabia, I'm not sure. Maybe he's going for Hans on Green Arabia. Well, Praxes and True are both well-known players and very good players in the M, of course. They're in the top 4 of this tournament. Praxis, very old school player. In terms of experience, compared to Jitba, I guess, even older. I think he was around since the AOK days. Also had quite a few duels with Jitba over the years, and True really came into the light the last few years and kind of established a #1 spot in the DM scene without really winning anything yet. So this is his big shot to winning the tournament of Jitba, who hasn't lost a tournament since 2003. So it could go either way, even though most players would have said that True is the favorite on paper, maybe. But it's really close, and I think we see this here as well. Also, both players, it's kind of a clash between two different play styles. True, a very macro-oriented player, and Praxis more of a micro player is maybe the wrong term to use, but he's using a lot more market than True would. And yep, let's see. But overall, Pax is also very good in decision making. Let's not take anything away from him. And it is it double Arabia? No, it's single Arabia. What a disappointment. Single Arabia, Hans, on green Arabia, one of my favorite setting to cast and to play. I'm a Han whore. Let's see what the players are going for. 7 barracks, 4 stables, 6 ranges, or pretty much a basic strategy or really normal strategy here for True, and Praxis is known for doing market in Hans War, and he's going for 5 barracks, 7 ranges, and 4 stables. So the style doesn't really deviate here, and of course not. Stain is not too bad at Hans as well. And there's the market already coming up for Praxis. No market for True, which is not really his style, to be honest. As I said before, he has a very macro-orientated style. He's also playing different to most DM players. He's sticking to paladins and halberdiers all game long, and not really fighting with a lot of mixed armies all over the place and really overwhelming the opponent. Well, not necessarily taking the best fights, he's just taking map control, gold, and just out macroing you, and you think like, oh, I'm winning all these fights, how nice, oh, that's really nice, I'm winning all these fights, but then you end up with like 100 population and you're GG. Anyway, Callan going for a very early patrol. Not the best patrol because most of his units are back here, and it also deviates a little bit from most of his styles because he uses more grouped up patrols with random units, not like this. So not really in this order, and he's not fighting with all of his army here. That's a very bad fight. He's wasting all of his army there. And also as a marketer, or as an anti-marketer, you don't really want to fall behind in the start, because that can just, then the marketer can mostly just overrun you. And if you look at the resources on the map, the gold positions are fairly equal, mostly forward golds for True though, and we already can see that he's trying to build in the way of Praxis, not to let his market push get through too easily. But he's already in the back foot here, which isn't surprising to see, because he's not, his population should be better, or should have been better in the start, or he should have taken better fights. But he didn't because his patrol was kind of random, and that was quite a mistake. But he gained himself enough time to build 2 castles, a few siege workshops to hinder progress of Praxis here. And also his gold income is quite nice at the moment, having these 2 golds mined. But also if Praxis should break these 2 castles, could be pretty much GG, because if you're anti-market, you need gold income. You need a lot of gold income. You want to make use of your economical advantage that you have in comparison to the other player having to sell their resources. It's a pretty standard market push here from Praxis. He's already bringing in the Rams. He's already bringing in a lot of CA. Very CA heavy play. And really true on the back foot here. But also bringing in a lot of raiding all over the map. While he's defending at home, he's not really hesitating to raid at Praxis base, who has to build up more economy earlier because he sold so many resources, but can also on the way take more map control if he so desires. And seems like Praxis might be able to push this, and because of these forward golds, it'd be very tough for True to do anything at the moment. But he might be able to push this back, I'm not sure. A lot of paladins and halberdiers coming in to help those CA and Rams, and the population is still even, and KD ratio is in favor of Praxis, but that's usually how it goes when Callan is playing Hun Wars. He seldomly has a positive KD. That's just due to his playstyle. I'm dropping frames? What? Am I dropping frames? No. Not really. I've 0.5% dropped frames. I can turn the frame rate down a little bit, maybe that will help. Lots of frames? Doesn't show me though. That's weird. That's really weird. Maybe I can adjust after the game and see if it gets better. But that's very unusual. Yeah, but okay, now let's get back into the game again. Very very good opportunity here for Praxis to end the game, I think, if he gets to push this. Also, villager numbers pretty high for Praxis at the moment in comparison to True. Although True doesn't really have to build the biggest economy yet because he didn't sell his resources. He needs to build an economy soon. And let's see if he can push this. This would be quite nice if True can push Praxis right back. And he's trying to do exactly that, but I don't think he can against the CA and Paladin army. And Praxis has a lot more villas, that is correct, though I think he has even too many villagers at the moment. 144 is a little bit too many for Hun's War in my opinion. Only like 130 tops. Maybe 120 is even better in mid-game. But maybe Callan is doing a favor and raiding most of the villagers. That would be quite nice. The only thing that Praxis has to be cautious of is that he's not falling behind the military numbers too significantly, because then he can get pushed too easily. Nice barracks here at the side. Maybe he's building another siege workshops also here to push into this. This fight could go quite well for Praxis if True is not paying attention, and he's not. That's bad. Losing a lot of CAs for nothing there. He's not really paying attention to that area at all. More likely that he's paying attention to here, and now he's noticed it. And he has to GB a lot of his units and also his villagers there, and he's still getting denied this 1 gold here. And now the other villagers are moving out as well to this gold, and that's bad. He's losing so many villagers and he doesn't really have an economy. Ah, not good, not good. And I'm really not too sure about this home map choice being Hans. Nice raiding though. Maybe even doing Praxes a favor in killing him villagers, so he can get more military out in time. Gold count and food count are not good for True at the moment. But if there's one player who can basically pull a game out of his behind, then it's True. Looks like Jitba may win this turn here as well then. Maybe. But maybe Praxes. Maybe if Praxes wins, he might give Jitba a challenge. Or True still wins this. I don't know. Points are quite in favor of Praxes though. I've seen True win some games the way he was behind in points. That was quite nice. A lot of CAs wasted yet again for True, and this population is just horrible. He can't really come back from this. Not at all. Equal military and 60 less villages. 120 population in total. If Praxis does a huge push right now, I think it's over. Also raiding coming in from side as well. Every single villager that True loses hurts quite significantly, and he's taking down this castle with paladins and CA and Tarkans. Seems like it. And Ram coming in now as well. Yeah, this castle will go down. Purely units. Also, these halberdiers and CA coming in will not do too much. Castle will still go down to the siege rams. Or will it? Will it? Will it? Will it? Yes. No. Yes. Yes. It went down. Quite unfortunate for True in total. Don't really know what he's supposed to do at the moment. He's mining gold again at the front. But map control and overall gold income is should be highly in favor of Praxis. Also taking this stone here on True's side of the map. And also making skirmishes now, relying on trash units because it doesn't have gold income. This stage of the game, not the best choice, but he doesn't have any other choice at the moment. Kinda needs to fill up population space to keep up. Oh, these trebuchets are quite exposed here at this castle. They won't go down. Maybe one will get killed off here by the hussars. That would be a win here, but repairing the trebuchet is Praxis, so he's saving it. Also, siege ram coming in, destroying more and more of the eco of blue here, and yeah, I think this game should be over. Don't really see a way for True to come back into this game. Okay, now I'm dropping frames. I will turn down the frame rate after this game. Maybe it will help. Now seems like there's the final push coming in for Praxis, and I expect as soon as the castle is down, I expect a GG. And will he try to push with his army? Yeah, that won't be sufficient at all. I guess he's trying to push something here away. So, well, I guess that's GG. Yep. 2-0 for Praxis. Quite a surprise, if you ask me. Already 2-0 for Praxes. And that was quite a convincing win. Alright, let me turn down the frame rate a little bit. Yeah, 41 villages, but it was pretty much over when Callan or True made these horrible first fights. It was just a snowball effect after that, because if you take such bad fights against the market with forward golds, there's no really a way to handle it or to hold it, basically. No. It's Rage and Daywalker, who are twin brothers, if I recall correctly. Praxes and True are not in any way related, as far as I know. And knowledge is true, yes. There are faster players in the M than Viper, trust me. But it's not always about the speed, and now we have the home map of Praxes, which seems to be Celt Gold Rush, which is quite a nice and interesting setting, and I wouldn't have expected from Praxes, but seems like he prepared for it. And Gold Rush, of course, a very nice and interesting map with all the gold in the middle. 2 hills, it seems, in the middle as well. And it will be fought over for a long time. In Celt War, you basically start mostly with stables, 2 to 4, and seems like, oh, Praxis is doing a different approach here. No, he's not. 2 stables, 2 barracks, and a lot of siege workshops. Because, of course, Celt Siege is best. You can't stop Celt Siege. And I didn't introduce players yet. It's in the blue. Quendy True, who is behind 0-2. And on the other hand, we have Praxis, who is currently leading 2-0. And with this game and another game in this best of 7 series, he could advance to the upper bracket final, which won't be the final, but the first final of the 2 finals. And if True loses, he goes into the loser bracket of the Gold Cup. Nice forward here as well. 2 stables and 2 2 stables and 2 siege workshops on the side. If we look at the villager numbers, villagers getting rushed, we have 7 only getting killed here. A lot of villagers getting killed here at this forward castle, and 11 now for Praxis. Military population better for Praxis at the moment, actually. Already castles out, getting vote raiders coming in, but a little bit faster scorpions and siege, it seems, for True, who has the hill as well. Also, these paladins are kind of random, staying there. And first fights are going quite well for True at the moment, who is solely relying on paladins, halberdiers and scorpions, while Praxis has a lot of more vote raiders in the mix. Seems like maybe able to push this already, Praxis that is. Getting siege archers as well, maybe even some rams would help him quite significantly. Did True sell something at the market? Yes, he did. He used the market actually quite heavily. Food as well as wood. Wood is a very demanded source in Celt War, let me tell you that. Food as well. It depends on what strategy you go for overall. But mostly these are the most used resources in a Celt war. Because of the siege, of course. And all the food-heavy units, infantry units and paladins. Cal needs to be real, or True rather, needs to be really cautious not to get pushed too far here. He's already on the back foot it seems, and I really like the starting build that Praxes executed there. What are these siege troops doing? Where are, okay, there are the gather points. So he wants to push in from this side here. Also, Praxes needs to be cautious not to overextend his position in the middle. If he overextends his position in the middle, he could get pushed back right away and lose everything in return. Also, he doesn't really have a middle goal to mine on the other hand. He could mine this, but I don't think he can place a TC there. No, not really. Please update game score. I did update it. Did update it. Right? 0002. Middle fight now going better for True. It really will come down to who can mine in the middle. Who can mine gold in the middle. And at the moment, nobody can. Basically. It's one trebuchet destroying all the mining camps that Praxis is trying to do. And now Callan is kind of missing units in the middle. Let me quickly... Okay, military units. 55 for True and 40 to Praxis. Where are his units? I think he mostly has his population in siege. Oh, there they are, trying to defend from all these raids coming in. These 3 rounds are kind of a waste. Now let's see who's getting to mine the middle. Praxis is mining at the moment, but True is not. Also Praxis with these forwards on the sides, but don't know really if they are too effective. Oh, and Praxis is pretty much at 0 with his resources. As I've said before, most used resources, wood and food. Here you have the evidence supporting it. And True with 5,000 food? Did Praxis sell all of his food away? Yeah, seems like it. Or most of it. So in terms of food, True with a lot more. He didn't invest too much into road raiders as Praxis. What do you mean? Oh, you mean you meant the in-game score. I see. Sorry, yeah, I was on the wrong tab of the dashboard. I'm sorry, I forgot to add that. I added that. So Praxis resources are looking quite bad. But he's slowly building up an economy. The question will be, is True letting him build up this economy, or is he solely focusing on these forwards for no reason whatsoever, in my opinion? He's just wasting unit time there on the sides, I think. But now he will try to push the middle. And with only siege, it will be quite tough to defend. Just a bunch of Void Raiders will cut down any siege in their way. Except for maybe 50 Scorpions. Which would be quite ridiculous in itself. Yeah, True should move forward, he could take mate. Yeah, and I think so too. He's a little bit cautious, but he doesn't know how much on the back foot Praxis really is at the moment. Keep in mind, Praxis can't mine gold at the moment. He's at 0 with his food. And he's wood, so he's struggling to get out resources, especially military, which is 33 for him at the moment. And now, I think True is doing the right thing in just suppressing Praxis' economy as much as he can. And as much as I'm puzzled by Praxis' choice, oh no, True's home map choice of Hans GA, I'm also a little bit puzzled about this choice because True, a very good starter, pretty good Gold Rush player as well. So I don't know about it, but maybe he prepared for it especially. But now Praxis is on a back foot here and he shouldn't come back from this. I don't think he will. He can't mine the gold. He's pretty much on the limit with every resource, except for maybe stone, but he's repairing this castle to no end, and now comes the big game-ending push for True, and there's the GG. Well played by True, I have to say. Doing the most with his resources, and now it's 1-0. 1-2 in favor of Praxis still. And now we will have another Hans on Green Arabia. Maybe we'll see a market of True. Maybe not. Maybe we'll see a little bit better of a map for True with non-forward goals, and maybe he won't take such a stupid fight in the first few minutes. At least Gold Rush is a fast map. I tend to agree. Hans J, and I think it will really come down to the map in Hans Green Arabia. On who's going to win it or not. Alright, we're into game 4, which is Hans on Green Arabia. And in the south it's True in the blue, and in the top it's Praxes in red, who is going for an early market. Which is not too surprising. And we can see already Wayne saying hill camp for Dane incoming. And he might be True if he camps this hill in the middle here. And we already have... maybe True should consider doing a restart here. I'm not too sure. His golds are quite terrible. And as I've already pointed out before, gold income is necessary to defend the market's play. Especially this forward gold is just disgusting. And also most of golds are on Praxis side. Not really, actually. It's pretty fair. Also with the relics, it's pretty much as mirror as it gets. Now let's look at the first raids. 8 to 8 village, 9 to 8 villages. Seems like True has a little bit of an advantage here. His military population will be significantly higher than Praxis. Because he didn't do a market in the start. And Praxis seems like he's going for 5 stables and more paladins. 5 stables, 5 barracks, and only 6 ranges, which is quite surprising. I would have thought he would do more ranges. Seems like he's going for just that, and oh god, this hurts so much, this early patrol. This castle would be necessary, or is necessary, for Kellen to win this game, and he's losing so many villages in the process of getting this up. It's just such a nice move here from Praxes, getting this early patrol and catching all of these villagers off guard. Kind of a mistake here on True's part to send them before his army. But what a nice fight here for True. A lot more population, a lot of more military in the middle. So even though he's against the market, he's getting a very nice fight in. A little bit more defensive castle now for True, realizing that he can't get this castle up in the front. But that is just nice. 4 stables, 7 barracks, 6 ranges. Standard build order here for Kellen, and he's just destroying Praxis in the middle now. Who really needs this hill, or who is desperate for getting this hill. And if we look at True's resources, he's looking quite nicely. In comparison to Praxis, he has the same gold amount, even though he marked it. And now, when you mark it, you rely on cost-effective fights, which Praxis didn't have in the beginning, because they fought against the hill. And now, you see the difference. 9,000 food to 4,000 food, 8,000 food to 4,000 wood. So True has all the cards in his hands. There's nothing really that can stop him right now. Maybe it's a pause here, but I don't think that Praxis can come back from this. Also, his villager numbers, 8 villages. A lot of villages got raided down. He's also building up economy. I think this game should definitely go in favor of True. There's not really anything backing Praxis up at the moment. He has 70 to 108 military. What a rollover. I don't think it was a wise choice of Praxis going early market against such a fast starter that True is. Because you get such a lower population. And I don't know why the pause is here. Did someone drop? Let me go back and check. Did Praxis drop? Maybe. Yeah, in my book, this game is over, pretty much. Eight villages is just such a significant disadvantage, as well as 70 military, while totally blowing away the market advantage. I mean, he has a lot of units queued up, and also now trash units queued up. But it won't be enough, I feel like. Still a lot of units queued up for True as well. Not a lot of paladins, but he doesn't need them at the moment as well. He can just place a castle here, camp this hill, and then it's pretty much it. Yep, this fight is just getting better and better for True. Oh, was it Callan did drop? Did True drop? Oh, that is... Alright, True dropped, but I still think this game should go in his favor if he doesn't waste too much here. against all these rams. Should be cautious though. Oh well. Now we have to wait for True to come back. He has no internet. That is quite unfortunate. Seems like his internet went out. So what now? Yeah, hopefully he will get back on soon. I can only agree with Wayne there. And in the meanwhile, let's put on some elevator music. I would really like some elevator music. Oh yeah. Romantic. Okay, no, that's too creepy. I will get back to you as soon as I have news regarding truth. Okay, and he's back. He had to restart his modem, it seems. Seems like the internet cable couldn't take the heat that was coming from True's play. He really brought the heat there in this game. And now they're restoring. But I think this game is decided already. The emote spam is real. This is so stupid. Oh lord, oh lord, oh lord. He also have to recharge his Walkman. Ay ay ay. He dropped again. Oh my lord. Oh god. What a letdown that is. Let me tell you that. The fourth game hasn't ended yet, unfortunately. True dropped, and seems like he dropped yet again. No, 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 no. Computer takes a while to get in the first game. Oh my lord. Ay ay ay. Toaster. The fourth game wasn't finished yet. They're restoring. But I think True will win it quite significantly, if you ask me. And they're starting now. Okay, nice. Finally, I hope. And we can end the fourth game now that they have restored. We are back. And oh no, now the colors have changed. For fuck's sake. Now the colors have changed because Praxes is host now. Does anybody know how? Oh, now I changed it yet again. Nice. And we're back into the game 4 with a significant lead. True, who won the first fight quite significantly, even though he was against the market, has now a worse population than Praxis, but as soon as his golden calm kicks in, he should be able to get a higher population in the long run, or in mid game rather. Now doing even more mining camps to get a better golden calm overall. Nice rating though from Praxis. The most important thing if you play when you play market is basically keep your opponent off gold. That's pretty much it. And now we see a very, very delayed market push coming in for Praxis, not with the punch that it would have had. Yeah, it's in my opinion it's over because Praxis has no resources whatsoever. He spent most of his resources on trash and rams, and he basically has to push this now. And if he doesn't push this, he will lose. How many? Yeah, 8 wheels more. Yeah, this he can't push this. I'm not convinced. Now True is entering at around 50 minutes. You're entering their anti-market phase. That is the phase that when you have when you didn't take enough damage or didn't take too much damage, you basically win because you have more military because of a smaller economy. And as far as I can see, True hasn't taken any damage in comparison to Praxis. It was about the same amount, so he's leading quite significantly if you look at the resources as well. And I think he will just raid Praxis down to 50 villagers or something, and then win the game from there. He's also taking a very nice approach here, not going directly for the hill, but going on the side, going around. Also getting some raiding in as well, and his military numbers are just astonishingly higher than Praxis at the moment. He needs more siege though. Where is true siege? He doesn't have enough wood to get siege ram production. But he needs siege ram production if he wants to push his advantage. He won't let Praxes come back, will he? Well, now he's sending these siege rams unprotected, which is kind of a letdown for his siege rams because they will die. No, he will save them. Maybe one. He will save maybe one. Nope, never mind. I don't feel like I'm calling this too early, to be honest. If you look at the resources and the population and the way the game is developing. Yeah, it's pretty tough to call in DM because the game can take a lot of swings back and forth. But I've only called GG for Praxes in this game, to be honest. And I've called it a little bit too early in terms of when I thought True would push it. But I still think True will win the game in the long run. I've just tried to explain a little bit more in depth why that is. And from now on, it's basically a matter of time in my eyes. I could make it a little bit more entertaining, of course. Is Praxis making a comeback? Yes, he's making a. He seems like he's making a comeback, pushing True right back off this hill, but now getting pushed back yet again. Oh my god, I'm so mean today. I don't know why. Yeah, in-game chat is pretty funny, especially in DM. A lot of players shit talking. A lot of players calling GG every time, but that's in RM as well. But I think there's more shit talking in DM chats than there is in RM because in DM most players know each other. And we're back. GG for Praxes. So it's 2-all now. Really nice win for Kellen here. And game 5 will be Franks. Renowned self-proclaimed DM expert, please. Ivik, please. Game 5 Franks were. I have no idea who is supposed to be the favorite here. To be honest, True's Frank Wars don't really suit his playstyle that much, first of all. And second of all, what did I want to say? I lost track now. And second of all, True is very inconsistent with his Frank Wars. Sometimes they're top, sometimes they're not that good. But seems like Wayne is saying Kellen is favorite in Frank Wars, but honestly, he's a little bit biased, to be honest. As am I. But yeah, I'm sorry that I sound a little bit asleep, but I was just so tired today. And I'm dropping so many frames at the moment. That's so bad. But let's see, Prairie. What is the special thing about Prairie? In Prairie, you start with 2 scouts in the beginning, which are very hard to deal with. And also you have no hills whatsoever. Very flat. Forward goals here for True. We're starting with 1 stable and 2 barracks. in comparison to 1 barrack of Praxes, who is already walling his villages in, which is a very nice decision. Because so that way the light cavalry can do no damage if he actually built that house and now a villager is dying. And seems like Praxis called a re here because of this mistake. Yes, exactly. Now I have to do understatement of the century. Could be. Not denying that. I'm so glad that I finished my essay before the stream, because I wouldn't have made the deadline otherwise. What lesson can we take from this? Don't break. Alright. Lesson learned will work for ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? My essay was about the motives of diplomats in the 16th and 17th century in Europe, and how they deviate from the monarchs, and it's hard to describe in English, to be honest. And if they deviate in any sense, their motives and their decisions in their favor, basically, and how you should be aware of that when analyzing I don't know how to describe it in English. It's so hard. Sorry. Anyway, let's get back into the game 5. It's a tied up series 2-2 between True and Praxis. Let me change the team colors again. Now it's correct. True in the blue in the south, and in red we have Praxis in the north. As I've pointed out before, Prairie really is different from most maps because you start with 2 scouts, which can be quite which can be quite awful for you if you don't deal with them in the right manner. As we can see, stable start for True and 1 barrack start for Praxis. And already more buildings up for True. He has a better start at the moment than Praxis has. He's starting with 1 barracks and 2 stables, and True is starting with 1 barracks and 1 stable and barracks first. So he's starting with 5 barracks first, and then after that with the stables. That's a very interesting start, which we don't usually see in Frank Wars. Usually in Frank Wars you see the stables all around the TC and then the barracks after it. Because it's such a odd map for DM players to deal with the 2 scouts and a completely flat map, I think Callan really thought about the start and doesn't want to lose too many villages and getting a higher pop in the long run. As you can see, he's already leading in population. It's 40 to 30 approximately, and 10 to 8 villages in favor of Praxis though. Military numbers are significantly higher for Callan on the other hand, and I think that's exactly what he wanted to achieve. No game sound. Well, if you have the game sound too loudly, it will distract too much, I think, and it will kind of disturb. But if you want me to turn it louder, then I can do that. Now, True sending out his halberdiers first to meet up the first big group of Praxis paladins. But if he's fighting under the castle, this fight could be very bad for him, but he's taking, I think he's taking a very good fight. Praxes needs to retreat his army, and nice fight here for True, getting a lot of ground very early. Praxes, on the other hand, very nicely retreating his paladins, preserving his paladins. He needs to adjust his gather point though. He can't have his gather point where True's army stands pretty much. Also, the forward castle, gaining a lot of ground, securing the ground on the way there. And wow, that's a nice start for True. He really made the best of his start at the moment, gained a lot of ground. Now he just has to secure it. It didn't gain much in a military advantage kind of sense, because the advantage is still the same. But he gained a lot of map control. Already Praxis also walling off his map here. Seems like he wants to concentrate most of his economy back here. Food economy, very very important in Frank War, because you make mostly only food units. That is throwing axemen, paladins, and halberdiers. The thing is, now seems like True is kind of YOLOing it at this point. He's wasting a lot of army here, patrolling into this main army from Praxis. He wanted to secure this castle, and I think this trebuchet was a little bit too overconfident on his part. Because now he's losing more and more units and wasting more and more units, in my opinion. And not really using all of his main forces in the fight. The 7 HP paladin, very dangerous at this gold. Could deny these farms here. Louder income sound. Okay, let me adjust it. Quickly, let me get to the main fight before I adjust it. So you can see it, a lot of wasting for Kellen going on still. Maybe it's better this way. Let me look at the sound comparison on the OBS. Yeah, seems fine still. All right, rating coming in now for Praxis, and True. I'm not too convinced about the style here. His start was very nice, but I think he overextended a bit after his initial fights. I think he should have just sat back for a little bit more and maybe wait for Praxis to come. But now at this moment in time, Praxis is a much better army composition. More throwing axemen against more halberdiers, and throwing axemen and paladins is far superior to halberdiers and paladins, obviously. Except if you have a lot of onagers as well. And now he's overextending yet again. He's taking so many bad fights here. But as you can see, True is not really the most micro-heavy player out there. He is not really paying too much attention to his army in comparison to other players. Oh my god, that's a little bit obnoxious there. He's more the kind of guy that says, yeah, if you have a nice pop, just send your army forward, patrol it, and it will do its damage. But as we can see, not every time, because 300 to 230 kill to death ratio, and in a Frank War that's quite significant, where you need so much food. And as we can see, the food count is pretty 34 to 35 food count. Ay ay ay. Also, True still raiding. And there's a huge army advantage for Praxis at the moment. 82 to 74. No, 82 to 32 military, and 85 to 75 villager advantage. There's so much of food waste or food going down for True in total. And I think Praxis might be able to push his advantage. If he manages to push his advantage, the game will be over in favor for him. But I think Callan should be okay-ish if he gets his castle up, maybe another one. And just wait until he gets a nice food economy rolling, and then can build up a nice army to defend all of this. still, seems a little bit on the back foot at the moment. Still getting some raiding in, but it's getting denied by these halberdiers. Very nice positioning of these halberdiers here, dealing with the paladins not too easily actually. A lot of halberdiers going in the process as well. Just goes to show how powerful Frankish paladins are. Raiding coming in, counter raiding coming in from Praxes as well. Another set of paladins checking this goal out, not taken by True yet, and I don't think he will even see it. Both of these neutral golds right on the side here, and very hard to see on the minimap if you look at it. Very, very hard to see. Oh, these trebuchets are mispositioned, not the trebuchets themselves, but the army was mispositioned quite significantly there, and 3 trebuchets in the Frank war is quite huge. Going down. Not see that too often. And now True is in the position where he seldomly is in, and where he definitely doesn't want to be in. On the back foot, getting pushed at his golds. Where's his main gold? Is that his main gold? Might be. No, that is. No, that was. True. Anyway, on another note, seems like Praxes, now that he lost all of his trebuchets, has to retreat. And is taking this gold now. If Praxes manages to get hold of both of these golds, he has 5 to 3 golds and a huge advantage. What about the relics? Has anyone taken relics yet? True has 2 relics, 3 relics for Praxes, so he has this advantage here as well. If he gets the advantage in both extra golds and 3 to 2 relics, it will be very hard to for True to make it in the long run. Also nice, constantly raiding for Praxes on both sides of the map. What about the food? Nice food count for both players. Seems like both players have stabilized their economy and the military. So we go into this mid-game phase now, where it's all about getting the positions on the map, getting the golds on the map, getting the most out of all golds on the map, all of the resources on the map. And I think True finally realized that there's gold here. Nope, military units realized it for him because they patrolled in this direction. Not there, but he realized it now as it seems that there is actually gold there. And while that is going on, seems like Praxes is now with throwing axemen and paladins pushing the middle, and True needs to be careful not to lose all of his siege. That would be deadly for him. Also, these golds, of course, in favor of Callan, so he will have an he will have an advantage going into these golds, basically, or defending these golds. Oh, nice reading here in the back. Let's see how long it takes True to realize it. Let's come back in another time. Now, Praxis is realizing that there's a castle here. And coming right for the golds. These golds seem to be kind of a game decider in favor of Praxis more than in favor of True. 170 to 120 population. Seems like he finally realized it, or True finally realized that there were paladins there, in fact, and now it's 104 to 73 villages actually, and 80 to 70 military. Quite a significant lead here in terms of economy for Praxis, and now a big fight coming in, which should go in favor of Praxis. Never mind, it's going in favor of True. But still, Praxis has an easier time replenishing units at the moment than True has. But these are the things, these are the fights that True needs to come back into this game. And he also taken down the trebuchets, but these trebuchets already took down the castle, which is getting replaced by another one. These were some very nice fights for True. Not gonna lie, that's exactly what he needs. For me, Frank War is one of the hardest wars in DM to play. Because of the fact that DM players are very, very experienced in it. And second of all, that because it's just different to most of it. I can't really express it. Why? But it's just different. It's kind of in a different way than like Hans is different in a way, in a sense. Because players are so experienced in it that it kind of has developed a very own meta play. Or its very own meta play. Now this fight is going in favor of Praxes, but still a very close fight. Ooh, oh, somebody has overchopped his woodline, it seems, and now Paladins are free to raid everything in the back of the farming economy. Pretty bad. And that is an ambitious TC. This is some weird TC. But it works out, it seems. No, it doesn't. But it will go up. It might go up. I don't know, but it's just a funny TC to see. And the Paladins didn't do too much, actually. They got cleaned up quite nicely. And True is making a comeback at the moment. And we will see another big fight here with the X-Men and Paladin. And there we have a TC douche. A very late douche. 30 minutes into a DM game. Never seen that before. Who would win this douche? I think Praxes should win it, definitely. With the help of these trebuchets, this TC won't stand for long. Also, villagers getting raided at these golds as well. And True has a very tough time from now on. But Praxes at the limit of his resources. Still, his economy is looking fine, to be honest. And it will come down to this huge fight, which will happen right now. Oh, huge fight now. And who has the better patrol here? Who has the better engagement in a lot of sense? Oh, nice control here with the Paladins. Going from around, not taking direct fight. And seems like this fight is going in favor of True. Yep, definitely. Using the defender's advantage to the most here, getting a really nice micro off with his Paladins. Now bringing the trebuchets in right away after winning this fight to get down the castle, and pretty much everything is concentrating now on this one point here, on these 2 golds here. Castle will go down quite quickly. Also more and more raiding coming in, but there's Halberdiers dealing with the Paladins, or who will deal with the Paladins rather easily. And seems like True could actually make a comeback here. If he starts to mine all these golds, there's nothing stopping him from winning. Pretty much. And could also be a very long game. Let's see. Gold minus. 3, 1. No more golds to mine for Praxes. So he's running out of gold. The only golds available are here. And True still has 7 gold minus. So he's also running out of gold. Slowly but surely. These are the only gold minus he has. So it really comes down to these 2 golds. If they can both mine the golds, it will be a long, long game. Trust me, these games can go very, very long. For example, if you've seen Jitpa versus Daywalker, I think it was. No, Jitpa versus Sacrifice. Sorry. Daywalker and Jitpa didn't play in the tournament yet, I think. But no, yeah. But Sacrifice versus Jitpa. It was a very long game, very long Frank War, also on Prairie.
Oh, thank you, thank you, you wonderful man.
And Marauder just subscribed. Thank you very much, Dave, for your subscription. 40 months in a row. That's quite nice. In Nilford we trust. Why? In Clem we trust. Why? Why will you trust in me? Oh my lord. True needs to wall the southeast of his map. Well, True is not a guy to wall. He can be a little bit stubborn at times. So I don't think he will wall ever. Like in his life. He's just not destined to do it. It's just not in his blood, I guess you could say. So what's about the market prices? Market prices are down. 400 gold only for Praxes. Basically only has his 3 relics and this gold to work on. And True is taking a lot of very, very cost efficient fights at the moment. Because he has such a huge mass of throwing X-Men that these Halberdier throwing X-Men combo can't really hurt him at the moment. Also, I would really like to see a Onager from Praxes, and there it is. And that was kind of a bad patrol here, but still a better fight for True overall. Onager coming in, micro from True is enough. And now he's taking down this trebuchet, but gets taken down in the process. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I think this is getting better and better for True. I have to admit, map a little bit in favor of him, but he's made the most of it as of right now. Even though he didn't recognize that there was actually a goal in the beginning. Well, so I think. And now he gets to mine an additional 400... 400, 800, 1,200... Yeah, about 1,700 gold. And that will help significantly. In comparison to 400 gold with relic gold coming in for Praxes. So just enough to make a Halberdier throwing X-Men spam, which he's throwing out now. Oh, nice Halberdier rating. That's random. And I also think that this castle is random. It could have been a little bit more protecting this gold here. And he should really think about walling this bit here. Would be important. Also, this light calf not doing much. Very well protected farming. Look at these farms. Beautiful. Beautiful farms. Look at these farms. All over the place. But seems like not too important. Only important in the sense of defending them. Also in the sense of efficiency. And now Onager coming out for Mr. Praxes. Thing is, he has higher numbers and he should be his throwing X-Men immediately and can shoot the Onager with his castle. Nice. And he can just camp now. Basically, he can camp this gold and then move inch by inch forward and take the game. Basically, a little bit of Jitba style. Micro heavy, even though it's not really his playstyle, but at the moment he doesn't have any choice. The game is in his hands at the moment. 1,700 gold in comparison to 350. Praxes Stone would have been better off being sold. Well, you're the expert and I kind of tend to disagree here. Because his castles just got shut down again and again. And maybe he would have gotten more gold out of all of this if he actually sold the stone than trying to concentrate on this gold here. These 3, yeah, hero traps, if you ask me. Taking down a lot of castles. And the Onager gets taken down by the trebuchet. Nope, but... Oh yeah, they get taken out by the trebuchet. Onager of True doing a lot of work. Trebuchets do so too. And as soon as these castles are down, these castles need to be taken down. But then, after that, and after these castles, the farming economy of Praxes will be undefended. But it's a long way to get there. But at the moment it seems like he can get there. He has 3k, nearly 3k gold bank. That's disgusting. Just disgusting, and I think this raid is just not even worth its resources, to be honest. With all these castles, you need some siege there. Otherwise, it would just be a waste of resources at the moment, I think. Would be better off spending his population here, maybe. Okay. Trebuchet is getting packed up. Nope, never mind. They will try to get down the bomb cannon. And they won. Trebuchet is 1, bomb cannon 0. Actually, Trebuchet is 3, bomb cannon 0. But anyway, let's not get hung up on numbers here. And slowly moving his way forward. 2 packs of throwing axemen, a little pack of halberdiers, and 3 trebuchets. He could get even more trebuchets out, and he can make throwing axemen for days. But he doesn't do them. He's banking on gold, pretty much. He wants to open up a bank. 2k 8 gold, nearly 3k. And he needs to be careful not to waste army. The only way that True can really lose here if he loses all of his throwing axemen in a shot. Or like half of his throwing axemen army in one shot. But that's not going to happen. Now these halberdiers will get cut down in a matter of seconds. Not really anything that Praxes can do here. And look at that. True selling all of his food in one go. And just banking more and more gold. Because he can. He's not losing any units. He doesn't need to replenish any units. He needs to replenish units now because he's at 150 pop. But he will do that immediately, I think. Let's look at his production. Oh yeah, he's 86 villagers. Now doing more villagers. Yeah, he's just not losing too many units in comparison to Praxes, that is. And selling his resources pretty much. Getting a higher gold bank. And I thought that this would not really work out, this kind of raid here. But True is taking more damage from it than he should have, in my opinion. But still, 85 villages, 1k 4 food, 2k 7 gold. And all of these buildings to take down. Ay ay ay. This will take a long time. And I feel like Praxes is really drawing this one out. Oh, nice onager hits there. Nice onager shot also from Praxes. True should be really careful here, but throwing axemen really deal with onagers in a matter of seconds if they get close. And moving his way up another few inches. And now Ram's coming in. But a few throwing axemen and halberdiers should easily deal with this. Yep. Nearly cleaned up already. The Ram. Also, Cap Ram's not too effective against castles. They can take a castle down, but backed up by just a few throwing axemen, they're nothing. And as long as Praxes doesn't have any Rams, he can't really push this here. On another note, in the north, trebuchets are still alive. And not more than 3 were made that day. Have we imposed rule of not making more than 3 trebuchets? I thought it was 5 in Frank Wars. Well, AOKs have kind of a rule to not make more than 5 trebuchets and no onagers or something like that. Kind of weird. So, you need to pack your trebuchets again, True. And move forward. Bombard cannon. Nice addition here for Praxes. Which, with he can snipe onagers, like here. Play dodgeball, basically. And snipe trebuchets. Now these 3 castles are about to get taken down. Nope. before we need to take down the siege workshops. We won't do it too fast, right? We don't want to stress anything. Just play patiently, moving our way forward one by one, getting more gold, selling more gold, cleaning up all the buildings on the side, just letting the other player waste all of his resources. That's what we do. Because we have gold. Because we have X-Men. That's our game plan. And on it goes. The train of wreckage. Taking down everything. Also a defensive trebuchet now out for Praxes. A little bit mispositioned here. And also another bombard cannon, which will fall down immediately as soon as True recognizes that there is one, and the first trebuchet is killed. We've officially lost one of our 3 trebuchets. Big question is now, will we see another one? Yes, there it is. Another trebuchet made. We need 3. Can't be more, can't be less. We need exactly 3. Also, a lot of corpses in the south. A lot of wasted units for Praxes, who is not at the limit with resources, but at the limit with gold, since quite some time. Talgaby slowly getting rich, but not as rich as Mr. True. Where's the 3rd trebuchet? There it is. Come on, get into the action. A 4th trebuchet. Is this allowed? Is he allowed to make more than 3 trebuchets? You need to be careful not to be overextending here. Quite risky to make more than 3, isn't it? Well, so it seemed. Oh, that was a nice pickup here. Look how they just shredded this onager, and now Praxis finally calls GG. Well played by True. Surely didn't he? Oh God, that's disgusting. He didn't even mind the gold. Disgusting fucker. 3-2 in favor of True now, turning around the series. And now it could be the decider game for him. This seems to be the same game evolution as Jibber vs. Interdimension. Might be. That would mean that that now Praxis need to win and then True needs to win. I'm not losing my mind. What are you talking about? I'm as normal as always. Oh lord. Next game will be Goth War on Double Arabia. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice war. Goth War on Green Arabia. I love it. Seems like True is finally warmed up as well. You're going home? Why? Wayne. Oh lord, Wayne is such a shit talker. Ay. Ah, yeah. uh, there are kids watching where I don't believe him. If there's any kids in chat, please speak now. Stay forever silent or remain forever silent or something like that. Language is shocking. Alright. I guess so. Double Arabia. Oh, he's a bad man. Alright, I can agree with that. Wayne's children learned bad words now. No, I think they've already learned enough. There's no doubt that they already can swear more than me. No doubt in my mind. Oh, wait. Wayne can actually hear me, right? And most of these can hear me. So, yeah, I don't take anything back. Oh my lord. Finally they started the game. This is rated F for fuck. Okay. I know you are, Wayne. Does anyone have recommendations for a small wall-mounted fan? No. I hope that helped. Alright. We're going into game 6 of this best of 7s. No. Game 6, yeah. Of this best of 7 series. Between True and Praxes. Let me quickly change the colors again. On Goth War Double Arabia. And of course, Double Arabia is a pretty insane map. Especially now in Goth Wars. It's so much to keep track of in Double Arabia. Played it myself only with Hans though. And in Goths, I imagine it's even worse. If you count in the fact that you need to rush as well. I don't know if they will rush. Will rush at all. It seems like they don't. Which you don't see in normal Arabia. You don't normally see in non-rush. But I think since there's so much to keep track of, it's more important to get a high population rather than killing off villages. Or maybe they're doing this kind of trade-off here. Yeah, you're welcome, insidious nuisance. I hope you enjoyed. Now Kellen taking first fights. His population is significantly higher than the one of Praxis, but he's taking all measures possible to, well, deny the fact that he had a higher population. Because he's wasting so much army in the beginning. Alright, nice fight here incoming for True on this hill. Fighting downhill, fighting uphill, and he will lose most of his units here. And look at the populations. Oh lord, 150, 160 to 90 population. And this map exactly is where True can shine with his speed basically. And look at that, falling all of his villagers in an instant. And as soon as they come in, and look at all this streaming of Huskars, and getting taken down right away. And yet this map is pretty much built for Kellen because he's such a macro-orientated player. And the more things there are to do, the more distracted the other player can get in comparison to him. Because it's on the more faster side and macro-orientated side, as I've pointed out enough times now, I think. So I will end it here with the pointing out of that. And if you look at the village numbers, it's actually 50 to 40, not slightly, but about 50 to 40 in favor of Praxes. But the military numbers are just such in favor of True. 160 to 100 military. Also in God War it's quite significant. God War also mostly champions, Huskars and Scorpions pretty much. Nothing else, and as we can see, most of the map now belongs to True, and Praxes but has already taken measures to defend from his early rush, building barracks in the middle, building castles in the way, and also Kellen now getting some trebuchets. What are resources looking like? Resources are looking quite fine actually, better than I expected for both of them. Quite a nice food count and already nice economy building up for Mr. True, getting farms up and running. Praxes also getting farms up and running. And the middle is just so important in this fight. Gold's not too important, to be honest, in God's War, because you don't need as much gold. And also because there's so much gold. I think nearly double the gold than in Noble Arabia. Because it's double Arabia, obviously. And thus, gold won't be important for a long time. More about developing the farming economy and getting map control. A lot of castles now in the front for Praxes, who has run out of stone now, but has still a couple of stone to mine. Couple of stones to mine, and the middle seems to be in control of True right now. This could be quite a long game, to be honest. This could be a really long game. And as we can see, True is not stressing at the moment. I think that's the right decision here. A lot of barracks all over the place for Praxes. Not too many for True. True is a player who rarely builds anything other than siege workshops out on the map. He likes to have his military buildings focused on one point. Praxes. I don't really know how to pronounce Praxes, to be honest, or Praxes, or Praxes. I don't know. I guess I will call it Praxes from now on. I don't really know how to pronounce it correctly. Praxes. Never heard it from himself, so I can't really judge how to pronounce it really correctly. I kind of tried to pronounce it in an English kind of way, but it doesn't really work, I think. Anyway, let's go back into the game. Praxes is now pushing this hill in the front of his upper base, but it doesn't really work out in a way because it doesn't have enough military. It's bringing in some reinforcements, but these won't help, I feel like. Hans is sick. Ay. Alright. More and more Huskars now streaming into Praxes base to cut down these villages, and as we can see, the KD, or kill to death ratio, is hugely in favor, not hugely, but slightly in favor of True, which is already reflecting in the points. Points naturally not too important in the end, but still, it kind of indicates that he has an advantage, and that we can see it on the map as well. Another push coming in from the side. A lot of farming economy for Praxes is actually exposed, and all of his villagers died. Ay. That's a pretty heavy loss for him in terms of economy. And also 2 trebuchets lost for True here. And his farming economy is mostly exposed because he had to move all of his castles in the front to protect himself from the push that was coming in from True. And if you look at the military numbers from Praxes at the moment, he's at 30 in comparison to 50, and he has no wood, no food, nearly no food banked up at all. All his villages are getting cut down as well. So he needs to replenish villages, but also needs to replenish military. But how do you do that without food? Now it's just about what True does and what True decides to do. Is he trying to push now? Trying to push his advantage? Is he taking it slowly? Or is it just, or does it just keep on raiding and suppressing Praxis' farm economy? And these Huskars died for no reason. Huskar, yeah. And another big push coming through the middle. Praxis is doing a good job really building in the middle to keep True as behind as possible, or as far away from his base as possible for the first thing, and to keep the reinforcements wait for the reinforcements at a really short distance. And all of these castles will go down because they just sit beneath this hill. What about the stone count? Another castle is in for Praxis, and a lot of gold banked up for both of them. But as I've said before, or as I've mentioned, gold not the most important resources, especially here on Double Green Arabia. It's food which the players have to worry about. So it's kind of natural that both of these players will bank up a lot of gold. This castle will go down as well, and then it's just a free way into Praxis economy. And I will hope we will see more raiding, or let's say, if True wants to win, we need to see more raiding from him, or he needs to continue raiding. But I like how True is also not rushing anything. He is not overextending too much, just taking it really slowly, profiting from his superior position that he has gained in the early game. And then just going from there. A lot of Huskars getting distracted there by the barracks. It was kind of a hiccup here from the patrols itself. But still, fight has gone in favor of True in the middle still. It's quite funny to see. Also now, forward barracks here for True, that's unusual to see. Seems like he's trying hard. And now raiding coming in from the Huskars from the side. And I think this game could go in favor of True if he doesn't waste a huge bunch of army in an instant. And doesn't waste all of his Huskars against castles and other armies of Huskars and wastes them while raiding, basically. This trebuchet got taken down. This bombard cannon got taken down. But trebuchet is not too much of an investment, seeing all the gold and wood both of them have banked up. Military numbers highly in favor of True. Oh my god, look at that. It's 130 to 27 villages and 100 to 75 villages. It's quite significant. Bombard cannon is not that, alright. But I think still True can push this issue here. Also in the middle and also on the side, it seems. These two churches just wait. Take this castle down. And I still don't know how Praxis manages to hold on here, even though with such inferior military numbers at the moment. But I guess True is more spread out. All over the place. But now he's pressing the issue on the north side of the map. Also bringing another Huskar raiding, but it will get killed instantly. Instantaneously. Grammatically correct. We want to be. Now, this castle is down. If it's not getting repaired, what about the stone count? He could repair it, but he's not doing it. There's no villages here. 7 idle villages in comparison to 19, but a lot more villages for Praxis in total. I don't know if True isn't overexpanding here a little bit. Maybe he should take a little step back, because now he's even in military numbers, but not even on population. And all of his villagers lost here. It's quite significant. But he still has more military in the middle. And I think this castle will fall eventually. There's not more bomber cannons coming out, sniping this trebuchet, but there's also bomber cannons for True, but he's not firing at the castle at the moment. But a lot of raiding still coming in, also with this push. And this gold got taken, now this wall will be taken, which is actually gold from Praxes. Maybe he should place a castle there, because he will lose all of his villagers if these Huskarls come in. Yep. GG villagers, and there's another castle coming up as well. I don't think he recognizes it yet. He would have placed a mining camp if he had as well. Yeah, he will lose all of these villagers. And where is his farming economy? Oh god, so many idle villages for Mr. True. Also for Mr. Praxes, but True has way less villagers and only 41 farmers. Not a lot. Presence of 65. So that's a major advantage for Praxes. Still, True taking a lot more cost-effective fights in total, and now we get into the part of the game where suddenly, all of a sudden, when nobody expected it, gold actually gets important. Also, relics very important. No monastery yet. And 4 relics, no monastery for True, and 4 relics for Praxes. So if it gets into the long game, Praxes will have a huge advantage. But we're not there yet, not even close. It will take another half an hour. But now, as is pointed out, gold is all of a sudden becoming important. And now True will actually profit from his superior position on the map, other than just gaining a good kill to death ratio that he still has. And I think Praxis is also over-investing into economy at the moment. He has 160 villages, but he definitely wants less and more military, because he can't keep on fighting these fights if he wants to win this game. Also, oh look at this farming economy. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. Look at all these farms. Look at all these mills. Such an efficient economy. That's what that would make every Michi player jealous. But that's what True's playstyle relies on. A very efficient, very low economy, getting more military out and getting the control of the game. That's pretty much his game plan from mid-game on. Less villages with a very efficient economy, doing the same thing as the opponent, but getting more military out and then winning. Also makes you very vulnerable. If you lose too many villagers, then you can kind of have a snowball effect and you just lose. But seems like he has a very nice advantage on the map. Also getting nice ratings in. Still has a nice map control and should be able to get most of the golds. I'm not sure who this gold is supposed to go to, but I think it's Callan's or True's rather. These Huskarls doing a lot of work, killing all the villagers at the stone, but I kinda have the feeling that True is actually doing Praxis a favor in killing villagers, because Praxis can get more military out. I think he's doing actually a favor. Maybe not in the long run, but in the short run, it definitely is. Also raiding coming in from Praxis at the south, but nothing happened here. And yeah, I think True needs more mills here. Definitely. Oh. We don't have enough mills, man. We need more. And only 130 population? No gold. No gold income. No gold income from Mr. True. Where's your gold income? You have lost your position. Man, are you really wasting your Are you really wasting your advantage now? He's banking a lot of stone as well. But he should have secured this middle position with a castle at least. That's so sloppy. Such a sloppy thing to do. Such a sloppy thing to do. And he's not mining this gold. He could have mined it. He could have mined this gold. He didn't mine it. He could have mined this gold a long while ago, but he didn't. And he also lost his castle now. Seems like slowly but surely the game is getting out of True's hands and Praxes is taking over the lead. Oh, look at that. True just selling all of his stone. Getting some gold. No stone left for Praxes, so he can't do that. But he still has gold mines to mine. So, what is True's plan to do? True's plan to do is to gain his position back, I guess. Starting to mine gold. Getting some good fights in. Whittle. Oh god, I missed this shot. Oh. I'm so sad about that. I missed this shot. Oh, this would have been glorious. So many dead scorpions. But I missed it. Well, you can't see everything when you look at 3 directions. Pushing, actually 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And oh, nice wall with the outpost. But champions take buildings down quite quickly, actually. Still, this one castle is standing strong in the winds of the war. 77 villages is so low for Gulf Wars. I can't believe that True is actually getting away with it. 80 to 24 military at the moment. The game swung right back into his hands by just selling a bit of stone. Fidelity of the M with his milling. Yeah, I don't know what it means, but I'll take your word for it. And now Callan is wasting again, or True rather is wasting again. This was quite nice champions here, quite nice of a raid here for him. He still has so much better fights. 1,300 to 1,000 kills. Now relying on purely champions and pushing the issue in the south, or kind of a little bit south of the middle, and trying to mine this gold. No, the villagers have decided to mine by their own, have their own mine. Oh, but come on, True, start mining these golds. You can't just rely on purely champions against scorpions and stuff, and just purely selling your stone and other resources. You need these golds to be mined, and he's actually mining now. So what can Praxes do? Well, he needs to get back on the gold as well. Definitely. Doesn't have much gold to mine. He's mining this one a little bit, but there's not much left in it. And his food economy is also not as efficient as True's, so he needs to rely on more villages. So the key is really for Praxes here to keep True of all of these golds and then win. Sounds easy, it isn't. Sounds easy when you say like, keep him of his golds and win. Easy game. Now he's retaken this position in the middle again, and as I said before, middle very important, especially on this map. This gold not taken yet. This gold is actually hasn't been taken by anyone, not in the slightest. Oh, and this fight will be bad. He's pushing forward onto this hill, and he's placing an outpost, but it's a little bit too late in my opinion, isn't it? But at least the scorpions are helping out tremendously here. And this fight could... Nope, not enough meat shield for the scorpions, and also now that he's made the outpost, he can see that military is coming in from the sides. Taking down these villages. Trebuchet got taken down by Bomber Cannon. A little bit sloppy here by True, but who can really blame him when there's so much to do on this map? This castle will stand. Might stand. Nope, it will go down with the next 2 shots. And it's down. Castle is down. Praxes losing so much stone yet again in losing all of these castles. True has placed a few castles just around this food eco. Just invests as much in castles as he needs to, so he can, when needed, sell all of it in an instant. As before, for example. So all of these champions coming in now. He's trying to totally devastate Praxis' food economy, but it could hurt him. But I'm not too sure if it's actually worth it. Because he will lose a lot of champions in the process, and Praxis has so much food economy, so much food banked up, and so many villages, that I think he can actually just remake it in an instant. It doesn't even need to remake it, possibly. Just let his villagers get killed and make them military, because he can clearly afford it with all his food banked up. True, with a little bit more balanced economy, but that doesn't mean that it's better. 90 villages only for him, 80 military, more than Praxis, but he's not popped, not in the slightest. But now he will be, because with Goths you can be popped in an instant if you have enough resources. Now Praxis is doing what True should have done all the game long, mining this gold. And I think this gold alone can bite him in the butt later. Or will bite him in the butt later. So Praxis, on the other hand, taking all the golds, keeping Kalinov golds. So he's on the way in winning this game, in my opinion. If it continues like that. If True doesn't magically manages to push all of his economy away and all of his castles away. And still wasting against castles. Yeah, what is this move all about? Does he want to get into food economy again? Because that won't help. Of course he can't know that Praxis has so much food economy. I don't know if it's really worth it. I'm sorry. For the yawn. I'm just a little bit tired today. But I really wanted to. Really wanted to cast these games for you. Even though I don't really have time for it. I should get sleep instead. Anyway. These golds finally mined out now. Nearly. These golds will get mined as well. And I think Praxis has this game now. Don't really see a way for True to come back here. I mean, he can still sell about 1k8 stone. Not for the best price. But now Praxis also has the superior army and still has the overall population lead. Okay, is there a... Oh, did True drop again? Please. Please, no. Don't drop again. Yeah, finally, Praxis got to 70 military. First time in this game. Okay. I hope True didn't drop again. Nope. And I think now Praxis will really push his advantage into True's main economy, and if Milltown gets destroyed, it's game over. How many mills are there? Mills are there 10 mills. It's quite nice.
Yes.
Quite nice. Sec, I need to turn on D&D. Okay, ready. Do not disturb. Alright. Seems like he's getting disturbed a bit by some cunts. Okay. Now, Trebuchet is moving in slowly but surely, and Mr. Kellen transitioning into trash units, into hussars. Does he have a monastery? No. In his casts, Kellen, or True rather, emphasized the importance of relics in God of War a lot, and how you should never deviate from champions in late. Well, today is not the day for True to not spam trash and take relics. 5 relics for Praxes. And I don't really see a way for True to come back with against 5 relics in the God of War. Because you can just spam champions all day long, and trash against champions is just trash. Nothing more, nothing less. And also, True now constantly under 170 pop against constant 200 plus. He can still sell a lot of stone to get gold in the long run, but still, it's not enough. Shouldn't be. Let's put it that way. Also, his population getting smaller and smaller, and more barracks get built. Really nice play from Praxes here. He's merely making use of this fast creation speed and now running villagers to their death. Maybe intentionally, to just get less villagers and get more military out. Okay, so if Praxes manages to push in here, it's game over. Because that is basically True's economy. As beautiful as it looks, this is it, Milltown. If Milltown gets destroyed, it's game over. Main capital of True City, main town. Or actually, of True Land, main town, Milltown. Where are my thoughts? I'm slowly getting insane, I feel like sometimes. 130 population now for True, and he can't really replenish it because he doesn't have gold. He's selling for gold and he's using it right away. He's selling more stone for gold and he's using it right away. Population is not getting higher, and I think he will call GG in a few minutes. Don't know what these champions are supposed to do really. These farms are not even used by Praxes. It's quite funny to see. Praxes now at 90 military. Maybe even get to 100. Can even get to 100 maybe. That would be cool. And True now at 120 in comparison to 200. And now Praxes is pushing on the other side. True amazingly still has resources left, but a lot more resources for Praxes with, keep in mind, 5 relics. More villagers getting killed by the Huskals, and I guess we can call well played by Praxes in the next few seconds, maybe. Well, what is Kellen holding on to? I like how Praxes placed his barracks all over the map, so he can reinforce immediately at any given point on the map, any given point in time, if he so desires and if he needs to. And all these trebuchets now, this hurts a lot. This hurts a lot. 70, under 100 population now, 80 population. And Praxis just keeps pushing. I thought this would be the GG here, but it wasn't. Don't know why Callan is drawing this out like that. He obviously can't come back now from this point. I think he will call GG right now. Ah, I'm saying it too much. Poor Milltown. GG, well played. 3-all, we're going to the decider match. Well played by Praxis. I think main issue here from Drew's perspective was to not take the golds when he had the chance to. Game 7. Which will be Persian Gold Rush. This could be quite long, could be quite short, but definitely will be entertaining. One of the classics in the M, I guess. You look a bit worried there, Talgaby. Why is that? You love Age of Empires. That's amazing to hear. Pretty good, yeah. Not gonna lie. Nice game. Callan gonna shoot his head. Well, Callan still has the loser bracket, so he can still win it. You lost your Gold Rush bet. Ah, that's too bad to hear. I thought you were rich, Talgaby, in Woobly Gold. Oh wow, what a lame joke, Patrinity. Alright, let's go into game 7 of this best of 7 series between Praxis and True. Decider match, it's 3-all. Oh, come on. Team Colors, don't let me down. 3-all, and it's Persian War on Gold Rush. Gold Rush we have seen before as a home map of Praxis, which he lost. And nice heal for Callan, Interdimension says. And indeed it is. Indeed it is. I think maybe Praxis should call a re, but he has also a heal here. But still, I think all of these golds are kind of in the sphere of this hill. So he might even consider calling a re. Since he's only called one re yet, not a second one. And let's see the start. 4 stables for True. 4 barracks for True, 4 stables and 4 siege workshops. Very early siege workshops, I like that. On the other hand, we have 2 stables and 2 barracks. It's kind of a mirror of the Celt game, where we had 2 stables and 2 barracks for Praxis and 4 stables and 4 barracks for True, and where True won. But obviously we will see some elephants as well as monks, and also a lot of scorpions, which we have seen in the Celt War as well. Faster build up here for True, who has 1 villager more, so not too much of a rating coming in here, and who is already going out on the map now. Early castle here walled in by Praxis, very nice move here from him. I'm from Austria, by the way, if you didn't know, because someone was asking in chat. And let's see. Also, of course, Callan claiming this hill here, which is closer to him, slightly in favor, and maybe he can even deny this castle with his scorpions. I think he should. I think he could. I think he will. Come on, please. Please deny. Nope, he won't. Or he's deciding to take him too long a game and just not denying it. Oh, he's denying it. Which is very unfortunate for Praxes. Praxes really needs to deal with his army now. In a short matter of time. He needs to reclaim this castle now. He needs to build up this castle and not let himself get overrun by force of True's military and True's rush. On denying it yet again? No, okay, well, finally, Praxis has got the castle down. That's good for him. That will buy him some more time. And if he can get a good fight in, if True is wasting a lot of units, he can maybe actually make this work quite nicely and then push his own advantage right away. Also nice ratings coming in from the sides for True. Also nice positioning here on the halberdiers for Mr. Praxis. But overall, of course, 4 halberdiers plus 4 paladins. Paladins obviously win, if you didn't know. But nice fight on the front here for Praxis, and True is getting pushed back right away, and 5 monasteries for True. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 monastery monk production. Of course, monks very important in the Persian war, converting all those elephants, those precious elephants, as well as food economy, which Praxis has already started to build, and True as well. Callan getting lucky with kills and gold rush goal, yep. But that's how AOC is. Also, Praxis got lucky in the Hun War games with the maps, even though he couldn't use it in one. And look at all of these monks. So beautiful, all the wololo. Wololo. And I think these monks will actually defend this castle for True here. Doing a lot of work, converting most of the elephants. And now the scorpions will just get taken down, I guess, by the siege rams and stuff. Wololo. Oh, nice raiding yet again on the side. Just doing enough so the army is not getting taken down by the halberdiers right away. And not wasting most of your army in the middle. But yeah, this hill is very in favor of True, and I'm still puzzled why Praxis didn't decide to do a restart here. Numbers seem largely in favor of Praxis, but are not, obviously, as we can see here. But I guess True has a lot more monks, and that's what is basically decided for him. I think this game could be over quite soon if he pushes his advantage here. And as you can see, a lot of resources wasted here for Praxis. Nearly 0 food for him and 3,000 food here banked up for True. And it just doesn't let Praxis build up any economy. Or he tries to suppress the economy as much as possible. And now he's pushing back, wasting a lot of army here, overextending with army before the rest of his army can reach him. Now more elephants coming in from the side. Elephant raiding, very effective because castles take ages to take them to kill them. Actually, elephant raiding, best raiding in the world. Let me take a sip of water. Actually, elephants coming in from both sides, but also middle is getting pushed by a huge elephant force. And siege drums coming in as well. What about the gold count for Praxis? Still looking good, but if the middle still gets pushed too much, and if 2 castles get slammed down here in the front, could be a game over as well. And I hope these elephants get taken down. And I don't think that Praxis can really do anything at this point. He has 12 military. And I think what Callan should do is just take villages and yeah, place a castle there. That's exactly what he's doing. If he places 2 castles there, it will be nearly impossible for Praxes to push this back ever. And I think this is game over. And we've been in for a short game 7, I guess. Yeah, there's 1 castle. There will be a 2nd castle as well. Maybe even a 3rd. He really doesn't want to lose this position because that's the winning position he needs to be in. What about Praxes' resources? He can't do much at the moment. And I don't know what his plan is. He can't really do any units except for siege and a few elephants here and there, and then he just can't stop this and GG. Drew takes the series 4-3, as close as it gets. Advancing into the upper bracket final against Jitba. Stay tuned for these games, which I hope I'll get to cast, or I hope. Yep. Thank you everybody for watching, at least. Stay tuned for this tournament. And I think I'm going to bed. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. See ya.